Hello kiddos! Welcome to Kiddie Kingdom and Panchatantra Tales series. These age-old tales were passed down for generations, helping children learn values like honesty, kindness, wisdom, and friendship in a simple and engaging way. Today we will learn the story about the fall and rise of a merchant. In a city called Vardhamana lived a very efficient and prosperous merchant. The king was aware of his abilities, and therefore made him the administrator of the kingdom. With his efficient and intelligent ways, he kept common man very happy, and at the same time he impressed the king on the other side. Later, there came a time that the merchant's daughter was getting married. He arranged for a lavish reception. The merchant not only invited the king and the queen, who obliged by attending, but he also invited the entire royal household and all respected people of the kingdom. During the reception, he ensured to provide his guests with the best of treatments. He gave out gifts to guests to show them respect for attending to his invitation. A servant of the royal household, who used to sweep the palace, was not invited but attended the reception. He took a seat which was reserved for royal nobles, not meant for common invitees. This made the merchant very angry. He caught him by the neck and ordered his servants to have him thrown out. The royal servant felt very insulted and could not sleep all night. He thought, if I can have the king to disfavor this merchant, I will have my revenge. Several days later, the servant was sweeping the floor near the king's bed early in the morning. He observed that the king was still in bed, half awake. The servant started mumbling, "Good heavens! The merchant has become so carefree now that he dared to embrace the queen." When the king heard this lying in his bed, he jumped up and asked the servant, "Is it true? Have you seen the merchant embrace my queen yourself?" The servant at once fell at the king's feet. "Oh master, I was gambling all night. I feel drowsy for I didn't sleep last night." The king spoke no more, but the servant knew he had sowed the seed of distrust. The king thought, "It can be true. The servant moves about the palace freely, and so does the merchant." From that day onwards, he withdrew his favors from the merchant and even forbade him to enter the palace. One day, when the merchant was entering the gateway to the palace, he was stopped by the guards. The servant was nearby, and mocking shouted at the guards, "Ho guards! That merchant is favored by the king." On hearing this, the merchant understood that the servant has caused all this trouble somehow. He gave everything a second thought, and then he invited the royal servant to his house. He treated the servant with utmost respect, and flattered him with gifts and garments. The servant was already flattered with all the gifts, and he was full of joy. "Sir, I forgive you." He assured the merchant, "I will prove you how clever I am. I will have the king favorable towards you, like he was before." Early next morning, when he started sweeping the floors of the palace, he waited till when the king was lying half awake. When the opportunity came, he started sweeping around his bed and started mumbling, "Our king is crazy, he eats cucumber in the lavatory." On hearing this, the king was taken aback. He got up angrily and shouted at the servant, "What nonsense do you talk about?" The servant fell on his knees and prayed, "Oh master, please forgive me if I said something improper." The king thought to himself, "I have never eaten a cucumber in the lavatory." Thus, having considered carefully, the king invited the merchant to the palace and flattered him with gifts, jewels, and garments. The wise indeed say, one should treat one and all, even the lowest, with respect. Today we learned a very valuable lesson from this story. We hope you enjoyed watching it. For more wonderful Panchatantra tales and exciting kids stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Kiddie Kingdom. See you in the next story.